Hello, everyone. Before we dive in, be sure to drop your thoughts, feelings, and lessons in the comment below. Like the video and subscribe so you never miss stories like this. Let's get into it. My name is Drake Foster, Black, 29, spreadsheets by day, R&B playlist by night. I had a girlfriend, Jade, who made apartment hallways feel like runways and tacos taste like confetti. We were a rhythm. Sunday thrifting, Monday meal prep, Tuesdays arguing about which movie got robbed at the Oscars. I kept a goofy jar labeled Ring Fund because I was serious. I told everybody the same line, I hit the jackpot, man. She'd kiss my cheek and say, interest compounding, baby. All my apps had us as a lock screen. Our friends called us annoyingly cute. We thought that was a compliment. My job at Finternity was simple. Make data sing, and the board nod. My boss, Langston Cole, Mr. Cole the most, LC to his Rolex, was a kind of black executive who turned elevators into TED Talks. He said listen like a promise and team like a threat. Still, I admired him. A mentorship lunch became a mentorship habit. We high-fived over closed deals. He once called me the kid with receipts. At home, I quoted him like scripture. LC says, preparation beats panic. Jay would laugh and squeeze my arm. Okay, Proverbs of Langston, she'd tease. I didn't know I was writing foreshadowing. Finternity's annual dinner awards felt like prom with venture capital. I rented a tux that made me stand taller and tried to fold my pocket square like YouTube said. Jade stepped out in an emerald gown that paused conversations. I'm just background vocals. I joked. Nah, she said, looping her arm through mine. We're a duet. I bragged on LC the entire Uber ride, his discipline, his story from South Side to C-Suite, how he remembered interns' names. Jade smiled politely. Can't wait to meet your hero, she said. I kissed her forehead and felt the night opening like curtains. LC entered the ballroom with gravity. Not loud, present. Navy tux. Cufflinks catching lights like they had somewhere to be. He moved table to table with that politician warmth. Except he actually listened. When he reached ours, I stood so fast the chair protested. Mr. Cole, this is my girl, Jade. He took her hand with an elegant nod. Pleasure. Drake talked about you like a man who found a lighthouse. Jade blushed. They traded easy pleasantries. He praised her nonprofit work. She complimented his keynote. I beamed like a proud tour guide. Somewhere a violinist found a minor key. LC won an award, of course, and delivered short, surgical acceptance about risk and community. People leaned in as if wisdom was edible. After, he returned to our table for photos. You two make a sharp pair, he said. Jade laughed, a soft bell. On the ride home, she said, your boss is impressive. I started my usual soliloquy, right? The man is disciplined with dimples. She stared out the window. He carries himself like a finished sentence. I ignored the strange metaphor, wrapped my arm around her, and repeated the line he said about lighthouses until it felt like ours. The bliss stayed at first. We still meal prepped, still made TikToks where I burned pancakes on purpose for sympathy likes. Yet something shifted. Like the picture frame on the wall wasn't level. Jay began asking casual questions. What gym does LC go to? He always dress in navy? Is he single? I gave public info. Divorced. Married to the calendar now. She nodded too slowly. When she kissed me, her eyes wandered someplace I couldn't see. I chalked it up to post-event sparkle. Big nights leave after images. I didn't know theirs would keep blinking. 2 weeks later, Jade accidentally bumped into LC in the fraternity lobby while picking me up. Drake, you always talk about her, LC said, genuinely friendly. Jade held his gaze a heartbeat too long. She laughed at nothing. He smiled the way men who've done this before smile. Pleasant, careful, practiced distance. Keep taking care of our star, he told her, punching my shoulder. Jade replayed that moment at dinner, like it was a trailer. I defended him with facts. He respects boundaries. She shrugged. Respect is sexy. I couldn't tell if that was philosophy or weather. Our romance still had its stupid magic. On Thursday, rain trapped us inside. We slow danced in socks at D'Angelo. burn a candle that smelled like we owned property. Kissing on the couch turned into laughing on the kitchen counter. Consensual, tender, a slow chorus. We undressed each other like careful gifts, letting breath do the talking. She tugged my hoodie over my head and traced my shoulders like a map she'd loved a long time. "You're my safe place," she whispered after. "And my favorite trouble," I said. For a full hour, the world forgot to complicate us. Then the text started. "Hey, babe, running late tonight. Girls' night extended." Or, "Going to that new gallery. Don't wait up." Her phone got busier, its face flipping down when I entered rooms. My ring jar gathered dust. When I asked, she shaped explanations like origami. "Just networking. You know I'm ambitious. You want a partner with goals, right?" I did. I also wanted honesty on the receipt. She smelled like a new cologne once. "Sample in Sephora," she said. I nodded. Telling myself trust means not interrogating perfume. Comedy tried to save me. At work, I told the team I was bulking emotionally. I cracked that my hairline was so strong it turned wind around. Kayla from compliance called me HR safe funny. I needed laughter like a flotation device. Elsie noticed my jokes covering tired eyes. "You good, kid?" he asked in the break room. "Just cardio with life," I said. He clapped my shoulder. "Sustainability matters. Don't confuse grind with growth." I filed that under wisdoms to tweet later. I never tweeted it. Wisdom hurts when it becomes plot. The reveal wasn't cinematic. It was Tuesday. Jade said we needed to talk like adults, which in TV means run. She sat on the couch like it was a witness stand. "I'm moving out," she said. My ears rang. "Is there somebody else?" I asked, throat desert dry. She inhaled like an actress before a monologue. I didn't cheat. I just found a version of me you could never reach. The line hit like a glass thrown at tile. "With who?" I asked, already knowing. Silence named him. She stuffed clothes into a tote like finishing homework. "I'm sorry," she said unconvincingly. Grief made everything loud. The spoon against the mug, the elevator ding, the word Foster. When the receptionist called me, I still showed up. Elsie scheduled a one-on-one. "You're off your shot," he said softly. I opened and everything spilled. What Jade said, how my apartment echoed, how my favorite hoodie smelled like good days. He listened like a chaplain. "Do you want me to intervene?" he asked, meaning professionally, not personally. I swallowed a scream, told him no, then yes, then nothing. He left me with a sentence. "Some people love velocity. They can't stand arrival." I tried everything. I sent Jade a letter, unironically handwritten, because my heart was analog. I asked for counseling. I promised space. I prayed in a parking lot and fed quarters to the meter like bargaining with fate. Jade replied with emojis and manageable cruelty. "You're a good man, Drake. We just grew different. You'll thank me later. Thank you for breaking my chest. So I can be grateful? Cool." Meanwhile, rumors filtered through back channels. People had spotted Elsie and Jade at the Jazz Lounge, at a fundraiser, at a gym that smelled like money and eucalyptus. I confronted Elsie in a conference room with glass walls and no privacy. "Is it true?" I asked, voice steady like a storm pretending. He didn't flinch. "We've seen each other," he said, careful. "I didn't solicit this." My laugh sounded like metal. "You didn't exactly run." He exhaled. "I never promised you I was a monk. I never asked." I snapped. "I asked for mentorship, not for you to audition for fiancé." He stared at the city. "She's an adult." "So am I," I said, suddenly ancient. I walked out before my dignity fell out of my pocket. Heartbreak has errands. I canceled our couple's massage, returned concert tickets, told my mother the Instagram would change. Moms are superheroes in cardigans. "Baby," she said, "love is a classroom without grades. You learn or you leave." She arrived with Mac, and she's powerful enough to start a religion. We watched reruns, and I cried in sawtooth patterns. My boys dragged me to a comedy open mic. I bombed gloriously with a joke about being single and available for Costco samples only. The crowd laughed at my collapse. I laughed too. Pain is ridiculous when it's not killing you. Weeks stretched. LC remained impeccably professional, as if an HR department lived in his chest. Jade posted a boomerang of champagne flutes clinking at a hotel rooftop. My fingers hovered above mute. I muted. At the gym, I squatted trauma and bench hypotheticals. I built a playlist titled Don't Text Her, which I looped until a message held. Kayla from compliance slid a coffee across my desk. "You can be devastated and excellent," she said. "It's the worst superpower, but you've got it." I didn't feel excellent. I felt like a hoodie somebody left in a lift. The office dinner award sequel arrived. I RSVP'd nope. LC asked me to present an analytics win. I said find someone else. He nodded, accepting the boundary. That night, I cooked a steak medium and a memory well done. I put my ring jar in a cabinet and my pride on the couch like a roommate. The group chat suggested I date. "Bro, rebound," Malik typed. I tried one app. Everyone's bio said no drama, which felt like sarcasm. I unmatched the city and took myself to a matinee instead. The theater was empty. I cheered for myself. Summer warmed the edges of my pain. I took long walks, learned my neighbors' dogs' names, bought plants that survived my schedule. LC kept his distance, except for quick work check-ins. Rumor said he and Jade were official. Official what? Unofficial life lesson? I deleted our photos, but saved the corny videos, Grief's Museum. I wrote a letter I never sent. One day the version you chase will ask for rent. Comedy again. I joined a softball league and immediately proved calculators shouldn't play outfield. The team still cheered. "You were there," they said. Sometimes showing up is a stat. Then August delivered gossip like a package I didn't order. Malik's girlfriend worked at the travel agency LC's assistant used. "Your boy booked a villa in Tulum," Malik whispered over wings. "Two suites stagger rivals." I stared. "He's juggling." Malik shrugged. "Big hands." I laughed without humor. Jade DM'd me a selfie on the plane, captioned "Soft Life Loading." I didn't reply. I pictured her chasing an elevator that never arrived. Petty? Maybe. Healing? Slightly. I scrubbed my apartment and lit a candle called Closure. It smelled like pine and an email with bullet points. The vacation tea spilled 2 days later. Jade texted at 2:11 a.m., "Can we talk?" I didn't answer, on purpose, and also because I was finally asleep. In the morning, my phone held novella, paragraphs about confusion and context. I called. Her voice shook. "Drake, I'm in Tulum, and he flew out someone else. I'm in a whole different villa. He sees me when he has time." Silence thundered. "So you're not the headline." I said, the petty angel on my shoulder stretching. "He said I'm important," she whispered. "Tuesday is important to the week," I replied. She kept talking, and every word was a receipt. LC had a rotation. Dinners at the nice places, separate hotel entrances, low-angle photos of sunsets without faces. He gifted her a bracelet for discretion. He asked her to meet him in lobbies like she was a calendar reminder. Jade realized girlfriend was a title he didn't offer. Assistant to fun was closer. She stepped out of a restaurant to cry by the cactus wall. "I made a mistake," she said. "I thought I upgraded." I inhaled the kind of air that rewrites a man. "You misread the brochure," I said. Comedy stabbed in with perfect timing. While she monologued, a mariachi band passed, blasting Heartbreak and Trumpet. I had to hold the phone away to laugh without being cruel. "Drake, don't do that," she said. "I'm hurting." So was I. I answered, but I still had a lead cue, too. Silence, then quiet sobbing. "I'm sorry," she said finally. "I choose you now." The sentence was a fire alarm after the building burned. "Jade," I said, "I'm not a spare tire." She begged for coffee when she returned. I agreed to hear and to close. Closure deserved caffeine. The coffee shop meeting was cinematic in the smallest ways. She wore a linen dress that apologized without language. I wore the one cologne that smells like boundaries. She cried, then tried jokes. I let her finish, then told the truth. I loved you generously. You treated love like an auction. I can't be bid on. She nodded, ashamed and human. He texted during our flight home. She said, "Showing me you good?" From LC with no punctuation. For the first time, I didn't feel like throwing furniture. I felt like filing. Return to sender. I said gently. Work handled itself. Elsie called me in. "I hear you spoke with Jade." She spoke at me. I corrected. He ran a hand down his tie, a tell I never noticed. Let this not contaminate the floor. I smirked. I already mopped. He offered a new project and a bonus, as if competence could cover character. I took the project, my career mattered, and left a bonus. Use that to upgrade your hotel lobbies. I said, a little petty, a little proud. He stared, almost impressed. "You're a shark now," he said. "Nah," I answered. Just a man with teeth. Healing has a soundtrack. I started open mic nights again, telling the story slant. My ex left me for a man who files feelings under Q3. The crowd howled. I sang a little, poorly on purpose. People clapped like we'd all learned something. Kayla slid me her number with a don't be weird smile. We went for tacos that didn't need confetti. She asked good questions and didn't flinch at my answers. We slow built, texting midday, laughing about compliance horror stories, sharing playlists that didn't feel like auditions. When she kissed me, it was a right now kiss, not a someday invoice. Jade kept trying to rewrite events. She mailed me the bracelet Elsie gave her with a note. "Sell it, buy your ring." I returned it with a sticky note. "Charity will take it." She DM'd me screenshots of other women he'd messaged. I replied once. Journal it. Blocked for peace. Karma wasn't a house falling in. It was ceilings she now saw clearly. Our mutual friends watched her soft life captions dry up. She took a social media sabbatical that smelled like therapy. I hope she found it. Hate fell heavy. I wanted lightness and a couch without ghosts. The erotic scene that mattered came with patience and respect. Months later, Kayla and I took a weekend trip to a cabin with a skylight that made morning feel like a train of golden fabric. We cooked, argued about which decade made the best R&B, and kissed the kind of kisses that listen. When we finally made love, it was slow, humorous, grateful, grown folk tenderness. No performance, no comparison charts. After, we lay quiet as trees learned our names. "We're good," she asked. "We're present," I said. She smiled at the ceiling. "Best room I've ever been in," she whispered. Elsie's star dimmed without drama. A reporter wrote about executives and blurred lines. No scandal, just smoke. He pivoted into consulting and podcasts. I declined the invite. Meanwhile, I got promoted to director, launched a mentorship program where boundaries were curriculum, and asked Kayla to help me pick a new couch. She chose a sectional that forgave naps. We hosted game nights, no boastful speeches, just spades and salsa. My ring jar came back, steady and quiet. I didn't rush it. Love in the future deserved a present without stains. Jade sent one final message months later. "I'm moving to Houston. Thank you for being kind when I didn't deserve it." I replied, "Travel safe." That was all. She blocked herself from my story by not being in it. Occasionally I saw her in someone's tag photos, smiling with edges. I wished her wholeness with the part of me that learned. Because I had learned, admiration isn't a bridge. Sometimes it's a trapdoor. And money can be musk, intoxicating, then gone. The smell of character lasts longer. On the anniversary of that first dinner awards, I took my mother and Kayla to brunch. We laughed so hard the waitress joined. I raised a glass of orange juice like it owed me child support. "To lighthouses," I said. "To building your own," Mom corrected. Kayla kissed my cheek. Outside, Chicago wind tried to take my hat. I let it. Elsie's building glittered in the distance, indifferent and expensive. I wasn't angry anymore. I was hydrated, hopeful, hilarious on a good night, and finally free. If Karma asked for a caption, I had one ready. Return to sender. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful story drop.